Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elizabeth and I'm a kindergarten teacher in California. I'm really excited that you joined me. You know, this channel is really dedicated to all things teacher related. And today I'm going to talk about something that we are actually going through right now, and that is the whole back to school season preparation, schedule adjustment. Ew, I just spit. There's a lot of transition that can take place during the back to school season. We try to transition as much as we can a couple weeks before school even starts, so that when school does hit and school starts and the kids are going to school, spending all of their energy, using all of their brain cells, that they are more prepared. And we try to kind of break up how everything is scheduled. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through how I get back to school ready and how I prepare my kids to get back to school ready. So we'll go ahead and jump in. So during the school year, I tried to get up between 5 and 5:30, and really that is only because I like to have a couple hours in the morning of just whoosh, peace and quiet, just me in the house. I try to get up at that time so that I can get some things done, I can prepare for the day, I kind of have my, time to just reflect and schedule and plan out, and I just feel like that just works for me. I'm kind of a morning person. You may not be a morning person, and that's totally fine. If you need to do all of that stuff at night, in the evening, and that works for you, you got to do what works for you. However, getting up in the morning really does work for me. I've kind of always been a morning person. My husband thinks I'm just a weirdo. I literally open the curtains, I'm like, the hills are alive with the sound of music, la 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 la. All that to say, I really do like the mornings. It really works for me. And so you just have to do what works for you. The first thing that I try to do is I try to bump back my wake up time as close to 5 to 5:30 as I can. A lot of times what I'll do, if I'm used to getting up in the summertime around 7:30, I try to bump my wake up time to 6:30, and then the next week I'll bump it back to 5:30, so 1 hour every week. And then by the time school hits, then I'm ready and I'm adjusted, and it's not such a shock to my system. I don't walk around like I'm a zombie all through the day. Yeah. So that's the first thing that I do. The second thing that I do is I really try to boost my immune system. Cold and flu season comes so quickly. Back to school starts for us in September. And so September, October, November, really you've got just about 4 to 8 weeks to kind of build your immune system. And I always like to try to get into the habit of doing that. So I start eating healthier. I try to drink lots of water. And then I try to take Emergency every day in the morning, and this really just kind of gives you a kick in the butt. This kind of gives you a little boost, and it's really good. Vitamin C is wonderful. There's essential nutrients, antioxidants, 7B vitamins, and electrolytes. So I try to take that every single day, especially as I'm approaching the school year, because that really is going to help kind of boost your immune system. And then I try to eat healthier. It's just me. I have a tendency to kind of fall off the bandwagon. You better stay focused. I have a tendency over the summer to kind of fall off the bandwagon and not eat as healthy as I want to. And that's just because it's summertime. I don't know. That's just my tendency. Maybe it's not yours. However, I know that when I eat healthier, I feel healthier. And so taking some supplements and stuff for me always is a good idea, because you feel sometimes I can kind of miss the cold and the flu season. The third thing that I do is I try to get into a morning routine myself. So typically my morning routine during the school year goes like this. I get up, have a cup of coffee, have my devotions, get ready myself, pack the lunches for the day for everybody, get the kids up, get them ready, and then we are out the door. So I try to kind of get into that same routine. I get up before the kids and get everything ready, feel like I've got a good handle on my day, and then when I get them up, I feel like I'm not as rushed or things are just as crazy, and I can just really be hands-on with them. So those are the 3 things that I do. Now I'm going to transition and talk about how I help prepare my own kids for the back to school season, because their little lives really, when back to school starts, it is so exhausting. It's not only exhausting for a teacher, but it's exhausting for them too. And so really preparing them, setting them up for success when they start school is a wonderful idea, wonderful thing that we try to do. And this is something that I just last year started, and this year I'm excited to do it again, because I really feel like it really does make a big difference. So the first thing I do with my kids is I try to bump back their wake up time. I never try to bump back their bedtime, because I feel like what ends up happening is they ended up just laying in bed. Sorry, I have to itch my nose. I'm not like picking my nose right now. If I try to put them to bed earlier, they don't fall asleep and then they just lay there. But if I get them up earlier, they have a tendency to want to fall asleep earlier. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's the formula that has seemed to work for us. 2 weeks before school starts, they need to be waking up about 8 o'clock. And then the week before school starts, they need to wake up about 7:30. And then by the time school starts, waking up at 7 doesn't seem like so much of a daunting task. They can wake up and they're not super grumpy. They're refreshed and ready to go. The second thing that I like to do with my little guys is to basically get them on a morning and an evening routine. So when we wake up in the morning, we do the same thing every morning. You get up, you have breakfast, brush your teeth, get dressed, get your shoes on, grab your lunches, and we're out the door. Those are the 7 things we do every single morning without fail. They know exactly what to expect, exactly what to do. And so training them about 2 weeks before school starts to do all of that stuff. We go to a summer program right now, so that's kind of natural for them. If you're still in the summer, getting them up and dressed and fed and having them do their own hair or brush their teeth, whatever they're able to do, whatever they're capable to do, getting them in some sort of routine in the morning, I promise will help you so much. Then in the evenings, we basically start establishing a nighttime routine. We kind of have morning and evening routines now, but I really become more firm about what they do and what they don't do. So in the evenings, it's like every single night, like clockwork, we have dinner, we have family time, we have bath time, brush our teeth, say our prayers, read a book, and go to bed. In that order every single night. And it was really interesting last year. My son really kind of got to the point where he was asking, and if we would skip over something or we forgot something, he'd be like, wait a minute, we didn't read a book. We need to read a book. Or we forgot to pray. We need to pray. And just as a mom, as a parent, training your kids to get to that point is just such a wonderful feeling. And there's a lot of security in that for them. If they can feel like they know what to predict, what to expect, there really is a lot of security in that for them. And so really setting them up in that sense is a wonderful thing as well. So then the third thing that I try to do, and this is really the last thing that I try to help encourage them, motivate them to do more of. We do try to stay consistent with this throughout the summer, but it's not as routine. And so building this into our routine is something that has been so wonderful, and it really does help them set them up for success at school. And that is to do something academic for 20 minutes every single day. And typically for us, it's in the evening during our family time. And academic can be playing an academic board game, whether it's Scrabble, they have Kids Scrabble, they have Kids Monopoly, they have so many wonderful, they have Caribou, we have so many wonderful board games. And so you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're spending time with the family and you are practicing ELA or math. And so we try to do something like that every single night. I try to also read with the kids every single night, whether they want to or not. And if they're too tired to read, I always read to them. But my oldest son is starting to read, and there are times I just know he just doesn't have the brain capacity because he's had a big day. He's spent all of his energy, he's spent all of his focus, and so sometimes just me reading to him is still good practice, because then you can ask comprehension questions and things like that. It's like making his brain work, you know what I mean? It's still keeping his brain practiced and ready to go. As a teacher, I always appreciate when parents read with their kids. I can't tell you what it does not only for their own brains, but for them in the class. It really helps them so much if you read with your children every single night. Making that a routine is just so good for them, and asking them questions about what you read, all of that kind of stuff. Helping them read is a wonderful thing to practice. And so getting into that routine, especially as they get older, really not only helps them, but it's going to help them in class. It will help the teacher, help further them along, and all of that. So those are the things that we are currently right now working on. We are trying to get into a routine. I love summer, don't get me wrong. I love spending time with family. I love the flexibility in our schedule. However, there is so much security for us, for the kids, for the family when we are in a routine. And I feel like there's a lot of predictability about a routine, and so it really kind of gives us all something to look forward to. Yes, darling. If you're a parent or teacher, or maybe you're watching this and you're currently a student, do me a favor and comment below with one thing that you do to help prepare yourself for the back to school season. Thank you so much for stopping by. I've linked all of my social media links down below in the description. Feel free to reach out and connect with me, follow, subscribe. You can even hit that little bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to. That will notify you every time I upload new content. I still look forward to connecting with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.